place.
So we are back home. I'm like getting cozy. Let me tell you a story of the apple orchard gone wrong. Okay, so we go to the same apple orchard every year. And we usually go like September, early October. And so today when we get there, we're like, oh man, it looks like different and everything seems like shut down. Like all the stuff that's normally there's normally like a corn maze, there's like a pumpkin patch, there's like all these little places to take photos, there's like a little train, like a apple gun thing, and like nothing was there. We were like, man, like everything's closed already. And like I guess it's like maybe still too, like it's too late in the season. So we just like get our donuts and we get apple cider and we play Connect 4 and we just like make the most of it, you know. And we're like, okay, well, you know, next year we'll know to go earlier. Then we get home, I search and I'm like, let's just see like what's going on, like when's the season? And it was like, it's still going and it's only on the weekends, but it's the weekend. And so we were like, that's weird. And then I start looking it up and I realize this seems different. Turns out we were driving to our apple orchard, had directions in the GPS to our apple orchard. But for whatever reason, it was like stopping us at this wherever we ended up going, which is not our normal one. It was like 1 minute down the road. We were 1 minute away from the one that we wanted to go to. And so we just kind of like could have had the whole experience that we were planning to have, but we didn't because we just stopped 1 minute early. Whoops. So that was like, you know, it's fine. I think honestly it was like Obi was kind of, we were crunching it in before Obi goes to work today, so it was kind of relieving to have like a simplified experience, quite frankly, because we just like we don't have to feel rushed. But that was what we had planned for the vlog today. Was like, let's go to the apple orchard, but then like the apple orchard wasn't very riveting. So now I'm like, what are we gonna do? And I am trying to not do reset days like I've been doing, where I just like bust all of my work on Saturdays and then crash on Sundays, because sometimes that feels really good to me. Right now that feels like it's exhausting me, and I don't really want to like exhaust myself every weekend, you know. So right now I don't really want to do that. It doesn't feel right. So I'm trying to have a chill weekend. Don't know where to start. I think what I'm gonna do is maybe do like a reading vlog day. I like watching these. We'll see how it goes, because here's the thing is like, I don't know what typically I do is I like watch people do their reading vlog and then they like read and then they talk about what they're reading, but they don't spoil anything. I don't know how they do that. I think that might be fun. I'd like to finish my book today, so that would be a really good excuse to kind of read a lot. The book I'm currently reading is The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. It's such a fun read. It's perfect for the season, like right before Halloween. And just like fun and spooky and light. It's just delightful. So maybe I'll set a goal to finish that book today. And we can do it together. Okay, so I am like cozied up in our bed with all the pillows, and I was just doing the math and there's like 180 pages left. I think the book has like 186 pages, and then I'm on 106. So yeah, 180 pages left. So I was thinking, okay, if I read like 20 pages in a sitting, that's like 10 sittings for the day and then I could finish it. I can't just like sit and read a whole book. Like I have to take breaks and go do other stuff, do other activities. So I think before I make some lunch, I think I'm going to read from 106 to 126. And then, yeah, and then take a little lunch break. But, yeah, I think this would be like a fun goal, is to try and finish this book today. My fall reading list is just so long, and I'm really feeling the pressure of like November's the end of fall to me. So, you know, I want to make sure I want to get all the books, at least the books I bought, to read this season. And I wanted to read the XX, which sounded so good, like fun, but I haven't bought it yet, so I'm probably not gonna be able to get to it. But anyway, let's get into this. Let's get into this one. Editing Sarah Jane here. That math makes no sense because there were actually 286 pages, but I had 186 pages left to read. But I did the math as if I had 86 pages left to read. So if you're like, what do you mean 10 sittings? That math doesn't make sense. It's because the math didn't make sense. That was the real math. Okay, so I have gotten to a new chapter. I'm on chapter 5. I think I read to like 136 because it was just I was too into the story. If you don't know, I will say the Graveyard book is by Neil Gaiman. It is about this like orphaned little baby. Like someone comes and like kills his whole family when he's a baby, and he like somehow escapes into this graveyard. The ghosts of the graveyard decide to raise him and keep him safe. And it's just all these little stories of this kid Bod and like what he gets into. At first I was like, how is he gonna make a whole book out of this story, out of this, like, how much can you really do in a single graveyard? And I'm on chapter 5, and like there's a lot. And it's just such a delight. It's like very, you know, it's Neil Gaiman, it's very well written, but it's also like light, you know, it's like spooky but light, and yeah, it's really fun. I see little fingers going around the door. Hello, little fingers. Hi. How you doing, bub? Good. Okay, so I'm checking back in. It's like 3 p.m. I honestly just finished eating lunch. So, we're going back in for chapter 5, but I wanted to make a quick matcha. I tried, well, first of all, I got to use my matcha whisk for the first time since I got back from Bali, which I was so excited about, but I think my matcha might be like a little bit, like it's a little dark, which I think it just means it's maybe like oxidized, like maybe it's a little bit old and maybe a stale, but I don't think it goes like bad. Like I don't think it's like old enough to be like bad. We'll find, I'll Google it before I drink any. But I also put in brown sugar, which I think will be really yummy. The other thing is that we don't have a matcha bowl or like a sifter. Like people tend to, they have like a special little spoon, which I don't necessarily know that I want or need. I like the little set that I have. But then you like put in a little strainer and then you like sift it and it like sifts it out, and then you use your little matcha whisk in the matcha bowl. And a lot of times matcha bowls have like a little spout. None of that I need, but it would be fun. But anyway, I made do with what I had, which was also perfectly fine and dandy. I kind of do want to drink this. Tastes good. I'm going to look up and see if it's going to, you know, murder me. If it is, we'll make something else. But otherwise, I'll start chapter 5. Buddy, what you doing? All right, so I got finished with chapter 5. I think it might have been my favorite one so far. And then they did like this funny like interlude chapter, which I also read, which was like also like really interesting. This book is, I'm like halfway through. It's setting up a lot of mysteries about like certain characters, what their motivations are, what kind of creature they are, and I don't know if it's going to answer them. Like, I don't know if it's just like I'm supposed to just accept the mystery or not. We'll find out. There's only one real mystery that I'm going to be like, okay, come on, you need to tell me. Oh, update on the matcha situation. I read up, and it sounds like basically it could be a lot of different things. It could be oxidized, it could be old, it could be like there's some like lower grade matchas that just kind of don't have a good coloring, and yeah, all of which they were like, it probably isn't going to taste very good. And quite frankly, mine didn't taste very good. It didn't feel like it was going to like hurt me, but I drank like half of it and then I didn't really want any more of it, you know? So I am going to, not because of this, we need ice, which I really just, the Fresh Market is our closest grocery store. So I think I'm just going to pop in there, grab some ice. I'm going to make a cobbler. I don't know if I'm going to do it today or tomorrow, but either way, we're going to want whipped cream for it. So I'm going to get ice, whipped cream, a fancy matcha to replace the current matcha. And then I think some like oat milk if they have it, because that would also be nice to replace. I don't really like to drink like whole milk tea drinks as much. I don't know, make it make sense. Like I don't like oat milk in coffee, but I love it in tea. I don't know. You're inconsistent. I'm not inconsistent. But I'm gonna see if they have some oat milk. And yeah, that's just as simple as that. And then we'll come back and we'll read a little bit more before dinner. I'm also gonna see if there's any like ingredients that I want for dinner. This is more just like a little fun grocery trip to get a few of the little things that I want. Okay, we're back home. I got some things for dinner. I got some things that I had realized we were out of, so that was nice. And I got some new matcha. All in all, a successful trip. And now I'm going to sit down and start chapter 6. You know, it is like 5:15 right now. And I'm gonna start dinner around 6:30 because honestly I might start around 7. Obes gets off work at 7? Yeah, 7 or 7:30. I can't remember, but he gets off work around that time, and that will give me time to cook it. We can have dinner together. And it's not a school night, so it's like not too late, you know. But so maybe I'll have some time to, I don't think I'm gonna finish the book today, but if I don't, I'll keep chugging away tomorrow and maybe finish it before Halloween. But right now we're gonna start chapter 6, which is called Nobody Owens' School Days. Okay, so it is dinner making time. I bought some mushrooms the other day at the store, and I was like, what am I gonna use those for? I was thinking maybe eggs, and I think I will use some of them for eggs maybe tomorrow. But oh, I also got some pappardelle pasta. So I think I'm gonna make the pasta and then do asparagus, mushrooms, and then do like a creamy Parmesan sauce to go with it. So I'm starting a little bit later. It's like 7:06. It's not that late, but it's late for us. I normally eat dinner at like 6 or 6:30 if Obes is not at work. But I'm gonna kind of put my headphones in, watch some YouTube, while I cook and just enjoy the vibes. But I'll put on some music or something, set the mood. Dinner's great. I didn't really make a Parmesan cream sauce as much as I just made like a garlicky sauce and put Parmesan on top. But I think we're gonna sit down and eat dinner. And then I'll probably close the vlog here. I got to like middle of chapter 8, which is like almost the last chapter. One of the bigger characters from earlier came back, so I'm interested to see how that plays out. But I'll have to update you guys on that in tomorrow's vlog, because I'm probably going to finish it either tonight or tomorrow. But thank you all so much for joining me for a little cozy day in life, and I will see you tomorrow for the next one.